If we can get seated, we can get started in a few minutes. So please be seated. More people coming in. I think we have everybody settled. I'm going to do a very un-Chinese thing and start 2 minutes early. My name is Melanie Chan. I'm the National President of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, and it's my pleasure and honor to have all of you here to celebrate our veterans. Thank you for coming. Just a couple of housekeeping items. Please put your cell phones on silent. We are live streaming this event to the Chinese American Citizens Alliance YouTube channel, which I believe has been sent out to you. And we will have all sessions of the presentation available for viewing on YouTube. So if you want to be able to share it with other family members, you can go to the YouTube channel in the near future. We will also have a photographer taking pictures. So during the presentation of the medals, please stay seated for the family members, because I understand this is a really important occasion for everybody, but we need to be able to, move the presentation through. Okay. All right. Sounds like me. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so we're going to get started. Let me just check. Are we all ready? Okay. Are we ready for the presentation of colors? Yes? Okay. Please stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. Members of the American Legion and veterans of the foreign wars will be doing the presentation of colors.
the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I would like to ask Richard Al, the chaplain for American Legion Cathay Post 384, to come give the invocation.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, I did take off my hat. Let's play. We pray God that today they deliver all of us safely to this gathering, that we are honoring Chinese American soldiers, sailors, and airmen, and the Coast Guards. They served 20,000 of them in the World War II, and they deliver many of our honorees, World War II veterans, to this audience receiving the medals. Some of these are our foreign comrades. They precede us, and we are sending them a message. We are honoring them. The family members are receiving the medal in the honors. During World War II, I was here, and I see lots of 20-year-old Chinese Americans. At that time, they are called into the services, and many of them are really very anxious to join, to serve our nation in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air Force, and the Coast Guards. And they did a yeoman service, and many of them, they are heroes. They received many honors. Well, I'm 91, so I'm not ready. World War II, I was 10 years old. 10 years later, I was 20 years old, and that's the time that they called for the Korean service. I was there for 3 years. Not 3 years in the Korea, only 1 year. And then they sent me to Japan to serve the remainder of the service. There are so many heretic soldiers. So one by one, Eisenhower beat all the Germans and all the other fascists in Europe. And we have Europe in peace. And American generals give the Paris to de Gaulle. He was the president of France at that time. Second time, World War I, American general give Paris back to the Paris people. And in the Pacific, under the commander of MacArthur, we fought from island to island until Japan surrenders. And all the soldiers in China were sent back to Japan. And today, we have a good friend and alliance as the Japanese Americans. They are in good friendships. And most of the European countries are very friendly with American too. And when our soldier comes home, thank you to the veterans' right, many of them go to school and get a job. Some of them, or many of them, work in the post office. I too did retire from the post office. And then they raise a family, and then they become American citizens, so they go to vote. And then we have many Chinese Americans become leaders in our community and elsewhere, like Gary Locke become the governor of Washington State. And we have Ed Lee in San Francisco. He served 2 terms as mayor of San Francisco. And today we have 2 of our Chinese American sent to Sacramento as a assemblyman, David Chiu and Phil Teng. And these are the contribution of the World War II veterans. And we also have Carmen Chiu as chief administrator for the city and county of San Francisco. And one time we have a police chief, a gentleman, Fred Lau, and a lady, I forgot her name. Heather Fong, yes. Somebody give me a hint. So we empower you, Chinese Americans. And today we have many Chinese Americans serve in the armed services. May they copy you, render a service. Amen.
Thank you. Next, we have some greetings. We actually have a very special greeting. The Honorable Nancy Pelosi really wanted to be able to come today to attend and to congratulate everyone here on the Congressional Gold Medal, but unfortunately she was not able to attend. So she will be sending her greetings in a video. And then, so please enjoy the video.
As Speaker of the House, it is my official privilege to bring greetings to the Chinese-American World War II veterans of Northern California as their extraordinary valor and patriotism is recognized with Congress's highest honor, the Congressional Gold Medal. Thank you to Davis Chin and the Chinese American Citizens Alliance for organizing this beautiful celebration stretching across Northern California. And we are grateful for your leadership alongside the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars in partnership with KPAC and the Congress to pass legislation to bestow this richly deserved award. Indeed, today, Northern California's treasured Chinese American veterans take their rightful place in the pantheon of American heroes. From the fields of Western Europe to the beaches of the Pacific, you served with distinction in every branch of our armed forces and helped secure victory for the Allies. And because of your heroism, we were able to defeat the evils of tyranny and advance the promise of freedom all around the world. It is truly a testament to your unending patriotism that despite suffering nearly a century of bigotry and discrimination, you are still willing to put your lives on the line for our nation. These Congressional Gold Medals are an expression of our deepest gratitude and respect for your heroism and sacrifice. In San Francisco and across Northern California, we have long celebrated the extraordinary contributions of Chinese Americans, especially those of the greatest generation, to our cultural fabric. As we say in San Francisco, the beauty is in the mix. That is why the Congress enacted the COVID-19 hate crimes bill to protect our beautiful, diverse AAPI community from heartbreaking violence. I'm so proud to be your representative in Congress, and it is an honor to finally etch your names into the history books. In accepting the Congressional Gold Medal, you bring luster to this award, just as your service has brought luster to the United States of America. On behalf of your grateful nation, thank you for your service and congratulations on receiving this most prestigious award.
U.S. Army and Major General Robert Lee, U.S. Army, and they're going to speak about the road to the Congressional Medal and also about the Chinese in the military.
Welcome to today's regional ceremony to honor the Chinese American veterans of World War II. On behalf of Chinese American Citizens Alliance, the host of today's Congressional Gold Medal ceremony, it's a pleasure and honor to be with you, our veterans and family and friends of our veterans. I'm Ed Gore, past National President of Chinese American Citizens Alliance, or CACA, and National Director of the Chinese American World War II Veterans Recognition Project. But today is your special day, where we come to present to you the nation's highest civilian award, the Congressional Gold Medal. While this is a day to celebrate the award you're about to receive, it's also a day of solemn remembrance for the more than 90% of your sisters and brothers who have already passed, who are also medal honorees. You know and I know they would have loved to have received it with you and their families. Well, to truly appreciate who and why we're here today, I feel it's important for each of us who are descendants of a Chinese American World War II veteran to know how this effort came about. So let me just take a couple of minutes here to speak about that and how this project began, how challenging it was to get this bill through Congress and eventually signed into law by President Trump in 2018. During the time I assumed the national presidency and the responsibilities thereof, I thought we needed to do something to have more membership benefits. I also remember when I was younger and I had something called hair. It was many of the older members who served in the World War II who provide examples and stories of their loyal CACA involvement in this community. So encouraged by the efforts of those who led the Nisei and Filipino Congressional Gold Medal efforts, we initiated it with the leadership and members of CACA in 2017 with the introduction of Senate Bill S-1050 and House Bill HR 2358. We were faced with severe challenges of reaching 2/3 of the 435 House representatives and 2/3 of the 100 senators to co-sponsor the bill. Well, you know, after year one, we were about halfway through and getting 67 senators needed, but less than 20% of the 290 House members needed. Well, in year two, we received a significant infusion of help from two key members of our retired military, Major General Bill Chen and Major General Robert Lee. They and a determined group of blitzed into both houses of Congress to reach the 69 senators and 303 House members to pass the bill. Both houses passed with unanimous consent, and Public Law 115-337 was signed into law by President Trump in 2018. All of this happened miraculously in one session of Congress. That is done. I heartily thank both General Chen and General Lee for their contributions to the effort and holding CACA to the fire to finish this mission. So one of the primary reasons we have retired military members presenting to you is because they, as Chinese Americans, represent the highest ranking individuals for which many of you, as veterans, laid the groundwork for their opportunity to advance today. But the challenge remains this: your stories must continue to be told and shared with your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, so that they'll know what Papa and Mama, Gongo and Popo did during World War II to start the country of their choosing. We know for the majority of our veterans and families who are from southern China, Guangdong, Toisan, this is about your story coming to the United States to have a better life for your families. You served proudly, side by side with other Americans during a dark period of world history. One of the things I've learned the most from the veterans and sons and daughters who have applied to receive the Congressional Gold Medal is how much pride and joy they see in their communities, knowing that the Congress of the United States has voted to give them this award to their families. Share that pride and joy by telling the stories of service and sacrifice. Thank you for your service, your dedication to duty, your commitment to the cause, and the examples you've given to all of us. May God continue to bless you, bless our country. Congratulations on this day.
I'd like to highlight the significance of the service and the sacrifices of our Chinese American World War II veterans as part of the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. The primary basis for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal to the Chinese American World War II veterans was their service in spite of the discriminatory aspects of the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act, not repealed until December of 1943. Of the 20,000 Chinese American veterans who served, approximately 40% were non-US citizens. They were denied citizenship, had no rights, couldn't vote, no homesteading. Yet they proudly served as Americans. We must forever remember, honor, and preserve the legacy of our Chinese American World War II veterans. They defended the freedom that we so much enjoy today. They demonstrated their skills, competencies, loyalty, and patriotism. They served with pride and proudly served as Americans. They opened up opportunities for all Chinese Americans to be a part of mainstream America post-World War II. Through their hard work and sacrifice, they enabled our follow-on generations to live the American dream. And they continued the legacy of progress of Chinese in America as initially established by Chinese railroad workers. There is much in common between Chinese railroad workers and Chinese American World War II veterans. Both groups were forgotten, ignored, and excluded. Yet both groups are unsung heroes. Finally, on May 10, 2019, at the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad, Chinese railroad workers were fully honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese railroad workers. Finally, on December 9th, 2020, some 75 years after the end of World War II, at the Speaker of the House ceremony for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal, Chinese American World War II veterans were honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. In my case, I am a descendant of a Chinese railroad worker who worked the second transcontinental railroad, the Southern Pacific Railroad, from California to El Paso, Texas. I am also a descendant of a Chinese American World War II veteran who was a pilot in the China Air Task Force and 14th Air Force in the China-Burma-India theater. I'm honored to pay tribute to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Our current and future generations owe a huge debt to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Let us remember, honor, and preserve their legacy.
I want to congratulate our Chinese American World War II veterans on your award of the Congressional Gold Medal. This medal depicts that Chinese American World War II veterans served in every service, fought in all campaigns, and fought on land, sea, and air. Many of you were not American citizens, but you all served proudly as Americans. This recognition is such a rare honor because you are remarkable American patriots, because it is so well deserved, and because it finally sets things right. Stand tall, Chinese American World War II veterans. You have joined the ranks of other distinguished recipients of the highest award that Congress can bestow on behalf of the American people. You are now in the same company as George Washington, Ulysses Grant, Douglas MacArthur, Dwight Eisenhower, as well as other special units like the Navajo Code Talkers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Nisei and Filipino soldiers, all distinguished recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal. I have been involved with previous Congressional Gold Medal awards, and many worked hard to pass the law that awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to Chinese American veterans of World War II. From my view, the Chinese American Citizens Alliance made this award and recognition possible. My special thanks go to past National President Ed Gore for starting the recognition effort and guiding all the steps necessary until passage. Congratulations to all recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal.
John Chen-Yun to come to give a few remarks.
Thank you, Melanie. Good morning, everyone. First off, let's give a round of applause and a thanks to CACA, the American Legion, VFW, and Cathay Post for putting on this presentation, this ceremony for everyone today. So while growing up here in San Francisco many years ago, I remember looking very proudly at photos of my 4 uncles in their Army and Merchant Marine uniforms, proudly serving with now what I now know to be 20,000 fellow Chinese American veterans of World War II. And for all those veterans that are being awarded today, I'd like to share a quote that I learned from John Quincy Adams that may apply to you. He said, "I am a warrior so that my son can become a merchant, so that his son can be a poet." So thank you for sharing your stories. You know, these stories that you share with us for the future generations, now we can know who we are and where we come from. We stand on the shoulders of you World War II veterans who served and chose to serve and fight for the rights that they did not necessarily get for themselves, but that we now take for granted. On behalf of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, thank you for your devoted service, meriting this Congressional Gold Medal. And I'd like to wish you all continued fair winds and following seas.
Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Helen Wong, Commander of American Legion, Cathay Post 384.
Thank you very much. And we owe a great debt of gratitude to CACA for putting this together, for actually doing the fundraising that one of our organizations couldn't do alone. But, you know, to go back, my name's Helen Wong, as they've said. I am a retired Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army Reserves, 22 years. So it's like, 26 years of retired, so it's been a while. But if I had listened to my dad, he's a World War II veteran, 101st Airborne, went all through Europe, then I probably wouldn't have become a veteran. Because whenever we ask, like many of our, probably the children and grandchildren of veterans from World War II, if you ask them what they did, most of the time, like my dad said, war is hell, end of the story. And they didn't want to talk about their time because it was either so horrific or they just thought they were doing their job. Many were not in combat, but they served their country when called upon. And though I wound up going into the Army in Vietnam era, because that was not a popular time for Asians to be in the service at all. But, we all felt our patriotic duty to do our job, go in and serve our country like many of our fellow generations. And in our audience today, you will see we have American Legion, we have VFW members, and many are dual members. They belong to either one or both. And many are the children of veterans. So you'll see us accepting our medals when it's our time to accept on behalf of our fathers or mothers or relatives. So congratulations. I want to thank everyone here today for making this ceremony a success. And again, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Helen. Next, I would like to invite Raymond Wong, Commander of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, 91st Division, Chinatown Post 4618.
Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, my name is Raymond Wong. I'm the commander of the VFW 4618 San Francisco Post. VFW 4618 Chinatown Post was formed fall of 1945. Our veterans were returning home after serving World War II in the various battles throughout the world. The post was founded on the bonds of comradeship, the opportunity to develop new friendship, and to serve our disabled, needy, and less fortunate veterans. On December 5th, 1945, Chinatown Post 4618, Veterans of Foreign War, was established. Eventually, consolidation with a World War I VFW post gave the post a founding date of July 22, 1912. I would like to thank Chinese American Citizens Alliance for sponsoring the Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American World War II veterans. Over 20,000 Chinese Americans served during World War II. It is my honor to be the presenter of this prestigious award. Chinese Americans served during World War II amid prejudice, including the Chinese Exclusionary Act. Yet they served with patriotism and deep commitment to the United States. These brave men and women served in all branches throughout the world, and it's about time to present this award in recognition of their service. As a U.S. Navy retired Chief Petty Officer and a Vietnam War veteran, I'm thankful for the veterans who have served and come before me. Thank you for being here for this presentation.
Thank you, Raymond. Next, I'd like to invite Calvin Louie, President of the CACA San Francisco Lodge, to come give a brief remark.
Thank you, Melanie. Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to our humble lodge here in San Francisco. I totally agree with all the previous speakers with regard to honoring all the Chinese American veterans that served in World War II with the Congressional Gold Medal. If this was the Olympics, everyone that received the gold medal is a winner. My only question is, what took so long? However, sometimes the wait is well worth it. It's a few weeks after Father's Day, but I couldn't be more proud of my father. He served in World War II with the U.S. Navy. So today is a tribute to him also. So again, congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Calvin. Next, I'd like to invite Doug Wong, President of the Oakland Lodge.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here, taking time out of this 4th of July weekend to be here. On behalf of the members of the Oakland Chinese American Citizens Alliance of Oakland, they send their congratulations to the recipients. So it's great. Everybody got a folder. Read it. If you want to interested in joining us, become a better citizen, please fill it out and drop it off at the office. I do get nervous with all the brass in the room, so please excuse me. One of the things I did was when I returned back from Vietnam, I talked with my father and my father-in-law, both World War II veterans. One was in the Navy, one was in the radioman in the Army. And I truly believe that these people were the greatest generation. They came back from war, they went to school, they got educated, they started businesses, they raised their family, and in spite of me, I sort of turned out okay. So again, thank you very much for being here. Enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Doug. Next, we're very pleased to be able to show you a brief film featurette, We Serve with Pride, The Road to Congressional Gold Medal. And this film was a collaboration with CACA and Emmy Award-nominated director, producer, and military historian Montgomery Hom. So, the Chinese Americans have been involved in every conflict since the Civil War. I'm sure a lot of you didn't know that there were Chinese in the Civil War, but there were. And their service and their heroism to our country has often been under-recognized. Montgomery's been in the forefront of preserving and telling these unique stories of the veterans for decades. We need to preserve the stories. So the special featurette presents an intimate, firsthand look at the Chinese Americans who served in World War II and highlights the CACA effort in the bipartisan support of the legislation for the Chinese American World War II Congressional Gold Medal Act. Please enjoy.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It's hard to believe that nearly 8 decades have passed since that fateful morning on December 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Aloha, I'm Pamela Young. More than 16 million Americans served in our armed forces during World War II. For Chinese Americans, the story of their service to our country was nearly forgotten. Their stories of heroism and sacrifice are only now being told and recognized by a grateful nation. The Chinese-American military experience began during the American Civil War of 1861 to 1865. A small number of Chinese served in the Union and Confederate forces during the bloody conflict on American soil. During World War I, Chinese Americans enlisted in the United States Army to fight in the European War.
Over there, send the word over there.
By late 1918, the doughboys of the American Expeditionary Force engaged the enemy. Chinese American soldiers distinguished themselves on the battlefields of France. By the mid-1930s, Chinese Americans were about to enter a new kind of war.
This is the Battle of China. This, the fearful beginning of a new kind of war. This, the first mass bombing from the air of a helpless civilian population.
The Japanese invasion of China seemed unstoppable. Chinese Americans stepped up as volunteers to fight the Japanese forces and to help save a desperate China. America was preparing for the winds of war as it enacted its first peacetime draft in October 1940.
For the first time in our history, we began mobilizing an army while still at peace.
This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private room for telephone.
In Chinatown, the rush is just as great and enthusiastic as elsewhere.
Chinese American draftees were among the first. The Hawaiian Islands, one of the most strategic American military sites, now became the target of aggression as the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
America was now at war. The first island battle in the Pacific was fought at Wake Island. From December 8th to the 23rd, civilians aided the Marine and naval personnel against overwhelming Japanese forces, which eventually forced them to capitulate. 64 Chinese-American civilian contractors were captured and sent to prison camp for the duration of the war. 22 of these men were from Hawaii. After the decisive victory of the Battle of Midway, American forces began its offensive against Germany and Japan. Chinese-American personnel were now engaged in combat operations around the world. They fought at Guadalcanal, the China-Burma-India Theater, from North Africa to Sicily, from the Normandy invasion to the German Rhineland, from the Pacific to the Mediterranean and European theater of operations. Chinese Americans helped to defeat our enemies on all fronts. Up to 20,000 Chinese Americans served in World War II. In spite of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, 1 out of every 5 Chinese in America served their country. They served in every branch of service: the Army Air Forces, the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. For the first time, Chinese American women enlisted in the United States military. The small but significant number of Chinese American women in uniform helped to break the racial and gender barriers. They were assigned to a variety of stateside duties, and some were sent overseas. 2 Chinese American women flew with the Women's Air Force service pilots. Women on the home front stepped up as war workers at aircraft factories and naval shipyards. They served as Red Cross volunteers and also created the first Chinese USO canteen for servicemen. With the defeat of Germany and Japan, World War II was finally over. The men and women in uniform returned home. Utilizing the GI Bill and their veteran status, they ultimately helped to establish a modern, vibrant, post-war Chinese community. With the advent of the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II, an idea for congressional recognition for our Chinese American veterans began with the efforts of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. They led the way for the idea of a congressional medal for our veterans. It was to become a reality.
You know, when I started this journey with Chinese American Citizens Alliance back in 2016, we knew really that time was against us with the aging World War II veterans. We really wanted to give our World War II veterans a final honor. We had to start locating the families and survivors to get as many signed up as possible. You know, one of the goals of this project was to get the children and grandchildren involved to really see that they had made a great sacrifice for this country. Throughout their lives, many Chinese dedicated themselves to prove that we are as patriotic as any other groups who served in the military.
We wanted the medal to depict that Chinese American veterans served in every theater of war and fought on air, land, and sea. Additionally, we wanted to recognize Chinese American women that served during World War II. Well, the common occupation was a nurse, found in the Army, Army Air Force, and the United States Navy. Although 40% of the veterans could not be citizens, they were proud to serve as Americans.
The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest award given by Congress to civilian individuals or groups, and what it really means to veterans as well as the families is final recognition for all the contributions made by Chinese Americans in the U.S. Armed Services.
We also remember the Chinese Americans who gave their lives in service to our country. Francis B. Y., Captain, 34th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Captain Y is the only Chinese American recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hua Kao Kong, Lieutenant, 353rd Fighter Squadron, United States Army Air Force. Harold K. Lee, Corporal, 60th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. David G. Lem, Lieutenant, 499th Bomb Squadron, United States Army Air Force.
War is a time that tries the souls of men and women. And World War II was a time when every patriotic soul was needed. America's 20,000 Chinese American veterans were there, and they stood for America and earned today's thanks, the thanks of a grateful nation. And so, to you, America's Chinese Americans veterans, thank you and God bless you. And God bless as well the nation that stands today, because on a dangerous yesterday, America's veterans, including America's Chinese American veterans, stood for her. Thank you.
I'd like to now ask, let's see, where am I? Oh, I'd like to now ask Major General Steve Tom to come up to say a few remarks.
Thank you, Melanie. I'm Steve Tom, a retired Major General of the United States Army. What I wanted to talk to you about a minute or two is about the medal itself, the Congressional Gold Medal itself. You've heard a lot about what it's supposed to be, what it stands for. It is the highest medal that Congress can award. It's one of the top 3 medals that the whole U.S. government can award. The other 2 are being the Congressional Medal of Honor, and the other one is the Presidential Medal of Freedom. But I wanted to take a minute to show you and talk to you about what is on this particular medal. The Congressional Gold Medal are not the same. You heard that Dwight Eisenhower has one that was given to Ulysses Grant, the Navajo Wave Talkers. the Nisei Japanese World War II veterans, they're all different from this one. I was honored to be able to be on the committee with Ed Gore and Robert Lee and Major General Chin to help design this medal. So let me explain to you what's on it and what you can see when you receive it. First, on the front, and I learned this, that the front is called a obverse side. It's called the obverse side. And it has 7 figures on it. 6 men and 1 woman. They're all in their World War II service uniforms, and the woman is a nurse. So you have an Army, a Army Air Force flyer, you have a Marine, you have a Navy person, a Coast Guard, and Merchant Marine, all on the front. This represents being the Chinese American World War II veterans being in all services, all branches of the service in World War II. On the reverse side is a picture of the machinery that they fought with. There's a picture of a Sherman tank. That's a World War II tank. The battleship Missouri is also on here. That was a very famous ship that the surrender of World War II in the harbor of Tokyo was taken from. And then, this is a special meaning for the Chinese American veterans, there's a P-40 Warhawk aircraft on here. And for those that don't remember it, this is the aircraft that the Flying Tigers flew in China. And this is dedicated to their service. So, what about the medal itself? It's 3 inches in diameter, and it weighs 6 ounces. So it's pretty heavy. And they call it the Congressional Gold Medal. So, is it gold? Is it gold? We wish. There is one gold medal that is struck, and by law, there's only one, and it will now become the property of the Smithsonian Institute. So in a few years, you can go to the Smithsonian Institute, it'll probably be in the Museum of American History, and you can see it on display. Right now, they have one for the Nisei Japanese American veterans of World War II on display. But this one will come in the future in gold. But enjoy this medal today as we present it to you. But I just want to let you know the background and what you're looking at when you actually get this Congressional medal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thought about the road to the Congressional Gold Medal for our Chinese American veterans of World War II. And as many of you heard, they served bravely and with distinction during the period of the Chinese Exclusion Act and when there was racial discrimination against the Chinese. But that didn't stop them because they felt that the service to the country was important. And that was a goal for them. So, as you heard, that through a grassroots effort, a bipartisan bill passed, resulting in why we are here today, to do the presentation of the gold medal to the veterans and their families. So, I'm going to be introducing our presenters who will be presenting the medals. We have Major General Steve Thom, U.S. Army. Rear Admiral Jonathan Ewan, U.S. Navy. Brigadier General John Ma, U.S. Army. Colonel Norman Pang, U.S. Army. Captain Carl Cheng, U.S. Navy. And we have Colonel Baldwin Al, U.S. Army. Thank you for coming to be a part of this. So we're going to start the presentation. What we will be doing is that we will have one member from each family come receive the medal. And the way it's going to work is that we're going to go, let's see, this is counterclockwise from my side here. So it's going to come this way. We're going to start with the Army folks. We're going to line up. The presentation will happen here, and then there will be photograph here, and then you will walk back to your seats, okay? Can I have whoever's going to be presenting the medals for the Army, please come up? Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, can I have, actually what we're going to start with first is, we are very fortunate here to have the spouses of some of our veterans join us. And so would you like to come up to the front, or would you like us to come? Is it okay, you want to stay here? That's okay. Oh, no, you can use the wheelchair if you want. It's okay? Okay.
On behalf of Congress, from a grateful nation, may I present to Huang B. the Congressional Gold Medal. Congratulations. No, we'll take a picture.
This Congressional Gold Medal is presented on behalf of the United States Congress to Wayne Kwai Louis, United States Army.
His name is Lang Lee. Yep, Carter. Lang Lee.
U.S. Army? Yes. The Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Lang Lee.
The Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Alvin Wong, Merchant Marine.
On behalf of U.S. Congress and a grateful nation, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Tim Leong.
On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Sue Chow Lum, United States Navy.
Thank you.
Okay, can I, let's see, we have one more here, okay? Okay.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to King Choi, U.S. Army.
Can I have those representing, accepting the medal for Mexican Army on this side here, please stand up. Okay. We'll wait till they come back across. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I'd like to present the Congressional Gold Medal to Eng Shang Han, United States Army. Look there. We're going to take a picture. Okay, come. We're going over here.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, I'd like to present this Congressional Gold Medal to Sing Lai Army Air Forces. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of the United States Congress, Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Lam Gum Fok, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Warren Johnson Wong, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, we'd like to present the Congressional Gold Medal to David B. Chan, United States Army.
This is going faster than I thought. Good morning.
Morning.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Walter Chalk, United States Army.
Right?
Thank you.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Gordon Kwan, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Sunny Ng, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress, we present the Congressional Gold Medal to Get Yi, United States Army. Okay, we're good.
Good morning. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Sin Pang, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Eddie Singh Kwok, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Paul Wing, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Sung T. Wong, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Charles Leong, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Johnny Chalk Lee, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Cam Chil Yu, U.S. Army.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Face this way. On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Gordon C. Pang, United States Army. Okay.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Ung Tung Tom, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Albert Fong, United States Army.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Bo Wing Ing, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Joseph Mun Yit Wong, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Daniel Dongfor Chan, United States Army. Congratulations.
On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Wilson Michael Shee, United States Army.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to the Chin Louis, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Chung Pang Chin, United States Army Air Force.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Howard Kim Jin, United States Army. Congratulations.
On behalf of the United States Congress, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Song Hing Yi, United States Army.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have two awards of related individuals. In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Frank Fong, U.S. Army. The United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to James Fong, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Kwok Sung Young, United States Army.
Just let me add one more thing about the medal itself. I forgot to tell you this. What is the medal that you're receiving today made of? It's not gold, that's true, but it's bronze. It's solid bronze. And who makes them? Who makes it? It's not a coin maker in Korea or China or Vietnam. It's the United States Mint, the ones that produce your quarters. Okay, so it's the United States Mint. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Harry C. Suho, Army Air Forces. Congratulations. Okay, we're taking the picture over there.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Louis Wong, United States Army.
All right, it's the Navy's turn finally. On behalf of Congress and Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, I am honored to present the Congressional Gold Medal to Henry Hem Liu. Thank you.
On behalf of the United States Congress, I present the Congressional Gold Medal to Hong Chang Chin.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take the card.
Thank you. On behalf of Congress, I have the privilege of presenting the Congressional Gold Medal to Bing Yao.
Army. Oh, you need the mic.
Ready? Yeah. Come on over. Okay. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Floyd Sam, U.S. Army Air Forces. Congratulations. We're going to take one more picture over there.
Thank you very much.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Bing H. Ewan, Army Air Forces.
Back to Navy? Yeah, that's Navy.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I present the Congressional Gold Medal to Willard David Yee, United States Navy.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Willie Yoke Wong, Army Air Force.
I have two presentations. On behalf of Congress, I have the honor to present Douglas Bo Chin Leong, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal. And Marshall Leong, U.S. Coast Guard, with the Congressional Gold Medal. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I'd like to present the Congressional Gold Medal to Stanley Fong, United States Army. Thank you.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Harry Len Ung, United States Army. Congratulations. Okay, we'll take a picture of it.
Oh, okay. All right. Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I present the Congressional Gold Medal to Curtis Joe Wong, United States Navy.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I have the honor to present Yoon Chu Ju, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal.
Is there anybody else who has not received their medal? Please come up to the front. Okay. So I hope everyone enjoyed the medal presentation. We have a little bit of a closing here. We're going to start with God Bless America. At this time, I'd like to introduce Robert Butchart from the VFW 91st Division, Chinatown Post 4618, to give the benediction.
Thank you. Let us pray. Every day we thank you, Lord, for the precious lives that served our great nation with honor, bravery, and dignity. It's a blessing to reflect on the honorable duty of many Chinese American servicemen and women during World War II and in all wars. Please join me in a moment of silence. These men and women are worthy far greater than recognition than words. We give thanks to those who made the Congressional Gold Medal for service in World War II possible through long and hard efforts. We pray for those loved ones who never lost faith and always supported their family members who went off to battle. The same loved ones that are here today and are proudly representing their service members. May God bless them with love. I'd like to recite a prayer from the United States Veterans of Wars Congressional Charter Bylaws Manual. God, let your mercy rest upon us as we, with grateful affection, remember our Chinese American comrades who have departed this life. We thank you for their days upon earth and the joy that they brought. May our remembrance of them live long among us and be a source of guidance and strength. Thank you, Lord, for the brave Chinese American comrades. Thank you for their service and sacrifices, not only in the time of war, but equally at home on another type of battlefield. May God bless their souls as they look down on us today with compassion for those who never forgot, who will always have faith, and will continue to love life. Amen.
Thank you. And finally, I'd like to make some acknowledgments because none of this would have been possible with a huge group of volunteers dedicated to honoring the veterans and the families of today. I'd like to start with acknowledging AARP, our corporate sponsor, and we actually have them coming to say a little greeting on video. So we'll play that.
Greetings and congratulations for receiving the Chinese American Congressional Gold Medal for your service to our country in World War II, the highest honor Congress can bestow for military service. AARP is proud to recognize and celebrate Chinese and Chinese American World War II veterans, and we are honored to help contribute to securing the gold medals. To all of our veterans and their families, we salute your service and the sacrifices you make for our freedom. We recognize your contributions to strengthening and protecting our nation. My name is Tim Logan, a proud U.S. Navy veteran and an AARP California volunteer for the Veterans Military and Families Advisory Committee. AARP has had a long history of supporting veterans, military, and their families, including approximately 5 million individuals who are AARP members. By listening to our members, being in the community, and hosting forums and informational sessions, we know veterans and military families have unique challenges they face every day. We are here to better serve those who have worn the uniform by offering free community programs, online resources, and specialized information in areas that truly matter. AARP is a trusted source for tips and critical information on family caregiving, financial security concerns like savings and planning, re-careering or finding a job during transition, as well as fighting fraud and scams. Our resources are available at our website, aarp.org/veterans. In addition to providing free informational resources for veterans and their families, AARP also serves veterans and their families in our communities at local events and service projects. AARP is pleased to offer free workshops for veterans and their families, such as our military caregiving workshop, where we help loved ones with information on how to plan and prepare to provide care. There are 5.5 million military and veteran caregivers in the United States provide $14 billion in services for wounded warriors each year. Through our free online resources, AARP can help those hidden heroes on the caregiving journey. AARP also has an Operation Protect Veterans Workshop, where we help inform participants about the latest scams and frauds facing veterans and military. Research finds military veterans are twice as likely as civilians to be targeted by con artists. Fraudsters come at ex-service members and their families from many angles, employing vet-focused twists on identity theft, imposter scams, coronavirus scams, bogus job offers, and investment and loan deceptions. Again, you can learn more at our website, aarp.org/veterans. AARP is honored to be a part of your ceremony today and recognize the 20,000 Chinese American soldiers who fought in World War II. AARP salutes you.
And finally, I would like to give a great shout out to our members of our volunteers. Davis Chen, who helped put this all together and is the lead for the Northern California regional events. Davis? Our San Francisco Lodge members, who work really hard behind the scenes to make this all happen for you. And again, this would not be possible without our veteran organization partners, Cathay Post and the VFW. And finally, a shout out to Ron Chan, who put on that slideshow with the photos of of our living veterans receiving the medals that you saw when you came in. And again, I want to thank you, all of you, for coming today to this really special event. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you go home and share the videos and the medals with your family and friends and tell them, you know, what the service that your father, grandfather, uncle, what they sacrificed and how they served bravely in the war. Thank you very much.